His dog's working on a bone down here. Oh, did I bring my vape with me? Don't worry, everybody. I did. Okay, that's a highly important part of laying it down. All right, we are back. Sorry, spoiler alert. It's laying it down with Big D. And I'm your host, Big D. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. The Mariners just made the ALCS and are going to play the Blue Jays tonight, but that's not what we're here to talk about, folks. We're here to yap about Counter-Strike, and today I've got my new friend. I've just met him last weekend, but we've known of each other for a long time, so it's nice to finally have worlds collide here and get a good yap session. But I've got Ian Burr with me here. He is the general manager currently for Wanted Goons. Ian, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Just got back from a hike not too long ago, and I'm excited to be here laying it down with you.
And we're excited to have you, dude. Where'd you go hiking?
Just hiked along the CNO towpath along the Potomac River.
Where do you live?
Did about live in like West Central Maryland. So did about 7.5 miles this morning. Went and got some breakfast and came back home and yeah, took a shower and now I'm here.
Dude, nice. I need to get outside more. Touching grass is an important part of being a well-rounded gamer, I feel like, but
yeah, for sure.
It's tough because, man, those games are addicting.
Yeah, they are. Having a well-balanced life is something that I found is like super important to me now, between like work life and like gaming, and I play like 7-a-side soccer once a week with some friends of mine. Get out hiking, go backpacking, all trying to go to the gym, maintain like a healthy balance between everything in my life.
As I don't know how old you are, but like, yeah, as you get older, you just are like, oh, games aren't necessarily like the bad part of my life. But sitting and playing them 10 hours a day uninterrupted might be the bad part of my life. And maybe I should just find some like balance in there.
Yeah, for sure. That's something I just turned 24 this year. And that's something that I really only came around to within the last like year or so. But it's something that's really important to me now is just having a healthier, balanced life, like eating better and working out and hanging out with friends, finding time for like a lot of these smaller aspects really like makes me happier in my life. So I find that doing all of that to be happier helps me just like lead a better life and have a more positive impact on the people around me. So
that's what it's about, right? Is like it's about leaving a positive impact on the people around you. Which, dude, let me tell you, can be difficult. I've been a real nasty bitch since being back from LAN, dude. Like, I just figuring out how to make sure that you're presenting the best version of yourself to those around you is really crucial to building a positive community and a sustainable lifestyle. But man, we're getting deep into it right off the rip here, dude. All right, let's talk. I like all that. But let's get some Ian lore going here. I wanna find out the storied history behind Frack here. Let's go back in time, shall we?
yeah, sounds good.
Okay, what are your earliest memories of gaming, and how did they lead you to Counter-Strike?
So my earliest like memory of like gaming was, I guess actually we had a family computer, and I think the first like game I really like played was a Land Before Time. Like I don't know if you're familiar. It's like Land Before Time was like the dinosaur like show, but they had a video game on the computer, and I had like one of those like big box like monitors. This is probably like mid 2000s. And I'd play on that. And then my brother for Christmas got Lego Star Wars, the original trilogy, and we played the crap out of that. I remember that. We'd play like co-op games. My brother's 5 years older than me, so he's the one who really introduced me to that stuff. We played that. I had like the Cars PC game. that's actually how I got introduced to one of my favorite bands now, which is like the All American Rejects, because they had a song in that called Night Drive. And then really where like I guess the addiction really kicked in was when my brother got into Minecraft. Um, so my brother got into Minecraft, and then I got really into it because of him, and we were able to play together. And we played that on my mom's laptop, I remember. And that was early 2010s, I want to say. Yeah, like we played when Minecraft was still in beta. So that was like my obsession for a while. I remember we'd like in middle school, we'd play it on our school laptops. And we'd like mess around in like science class or something because none of us gave a shit. But oh, sorry for swearing. But
You're allowed to swear on here. You can say shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits, fart, turd, and swat.
but yeah, so I'd play Minecraft, and then I eventually got into like competitive Minecraft factions back in the day.
Competitive Minecraft. What the fuck?
Yeah, so we'd compete for like F top and stuff. And I actually like recently was playing a little bit. I know you had Bagel on here.
Yes.
Him and I would play with like it's like him, me, Coastal, Luke 4K. We had a bunch of like NACS players playing Minecraft factions again, probably like last year or something. We had like Poseidon pose. We had oh man, there was so many of us. Sword. We had JBA. While he was on player break, we had JBA like jetting in walls for us. Oh, that was a crazy experience. But yeah, no. After Minecraft factions, some of the people I was playing with got into like I was playing on some. I have it still, but I was playing on some absolute shitbox of a laptop. And one of my friends was like, "Hey, have you heard of this game called Counter-Strike?" Probably like 2016 is when I really started paying attention to CS. And one of my he was like British. He was like, "Have you heard of Counter-Strike?" And I'm like, "No, what's that?" And I'm like I played Call of Duty as a kid on like the Xbox. But yeah, you like introduced me to Counter-Strike, and I was fucking horrible. Like I was so bad, and I'm like the kind of person where it's like I hate being bad at a game, and like I was playing on like 45 FPS on like a 60 hertz screen. Um, and I was bad at Counter Strike then. I'm still not great now, but um, yeah, I got into playing CS around 2016 and paying attention to like the pro scene. That's when I became a Liquid fan. Because I think the first event I watched was ESL One Cologne. It was that major that year where Liquid beat Fnatic in the semifinals and then lost to SK in the grands. Um, so that's where I became like a Liquid fan. Because they were like the NA team that was good at the time. Um, but yeah, I continue like I stopped playing for a little bit, and then I got back into it when I got a new laptop. Going into high school, I think it was a college, one of the two. Um, I got a gaming laptop. It had like uh I forget what it has, and it wasn't great, but it could get me like 144 FPS. So I got a new monitor, got a new laptop, and I was playing on a oh gosh, I forget. I had I think it was a QCK is my first mouse pad. I actually have the keyboard here that I used to play on. It's really dusty and gross, but it's a Red Dragon keyboard. Oh, I
Red
don't know. The
Dragon,
Discord
baby. I
Yeah,
think
it's
I
missing
had
a
that same
keycap.
keyboard at one point.
But I had that, and I had like a I don't even know what mouse I had. I had like a Logitech, like one of those like $10 Logitech mice that you get at Best Buy. And that was my setup for like probably like 3 years. Up until actually longer than that. I played on that throughout COVID. Played on like my first season of ESEA League. Was like my first like real season was actually okay. Like my first season was like with a bunch of my friends that I met through CS. I played season 34, which I have it up on my other monitor here. Oh man, spring and early summer of 2020. So like that was my first introduction into like real competitive CS outside of like Discord leagues, and I think we went 8-8 in open, and with 4 forfeit wins. But Yeah, I played open. I had like 76 ADR. I was like super negative. Like I was playing on a not great PC and didn't do too good, but I thought I was the shit. I was IGL. I've IGL'd for pretty much my entire time playing CS. Um, Always wanted to be like. I was really like attracted to that role because I played chess as a kid. Um, so I was really into the whole like trying to outbrain the other team, just outthink them.
That's how I
But
am.
yeah, so I played. Yeah. So open with them. I think the team name was Chaos Black, and then I played the next season. Actually, this was the first time I got like cut from a roster. Um, from ESEA, I was playing with one of my teammates now, Hotel, who I've known since 2017, and a couple of my other friends. I ended up getting cut from that roster. Took a little bit of a break, and then came back for season 36 with a team called Yikes Gaming. Um, and with one of my favorite players of all time, who unfortunately passed away, named Kyle. He was the one who taught me a lot about CS and what I know. So I attribute a lot of like my success to him. But really appreciative of my time with him. And we went 10-6 in open, and then won our first game of playoffs. So we made IM, and that's what I count as like my first real season because like we were practicing and like actually like scrimming and like offlining and demo reviewing. So we were like taking it seriously. Like my first real time taking it like really serious. And I made IM. Since then, I've bounced around to different divisions. I've coached advanced, done analyst work for ECL. Then went back to that IM roster with my friends and ended up at Davenport University for a little bit on the D3 team. Went to college for CS. Went to college. Should have been focusing more on my degree. Ended up focusing too much on CS, and everybody who knows the lore of Davenport, that kind of fell apart there. But since
Didn't quite
then,
work out.
I've no, it did not. Since then, I've just been playing for fun. I've just been playing with pretty much the same core of people since season 45, which would have been 2023 for the last like 2 years or so. I've just been playing for fun, taking it a little bit seriously here and there, but just trying to like fall back in love with the game because all of the stuff that happened kind of made me lose why I got into the game. And like I got into the game because I love to compete, I love to try and get better, but I wanted to have fun, and that's really what I lost over the last from like 2021 to 2023. But since then, I've had a lot of fun playing the game. Made main twice, got relegated once, but we're back in main this season. Should be fun. Again, just playing with my friends, and that's what's important to me. Is I don't want to feel like I have a second job after working like all day. Like I want to come home, enjoy my time, and like feel like I'm like having fun, right? Like I've said it a million times, but really that's what's important to me is just having fun.
Yeah,
So.
dude. I think that's a really really important part of this game. Like that's like a game is meant to be fun, right? Like that's what a game is. And when you're not having fun, like yeah, we play this because we like there's a very unique sense of fun to have with it. You get to have the outlet of competitiveness. You get all these high level tactics and strategy. You have this heart pounding, heart racing, or pulse pounding, heart racing, super fast, intense, like reaction time based game that you're playing on top of it, right? There's all sorts of things that like on the outside to a person that doesn't understand it don't look fun, but like that's what makes it fun for us. But like you still have to remember you're there to have fun at the end of the day. Like I feel like even the teams like at the highest levels and like the ones that are taking the game really seriously, like you should still be having a sense of fun with it. Look at any sport that's played. Like they're still playing a game out there. It's not life or death, right? We make it life or death because these things become such a big deal and everybody's paying attention. But like at the end of the day, it's a game, and the people that are winning games are the people that know how to take it really seriously, but still remember that it's a fucking game and have fun with it while they're doing it, right? Like that's what making it look easy is all about. So I'm with you, dude. I like the fact that you play with your friends. I'm trying to grind to the top. If I could get my scallywag friends to buck up and get a little more serious, we might be hitting ECL sometime soon. But of course, we're stuck in Open 910, so you know. I know what it's like. Anyway, yeah, dude, I think that's great. Well, and then how did you get to where you are now, where you're managing Wanted Goons?
So that's actually a really fun story. Last March at the CS Duo LAN, at FraqKTR, um, I went and I casted. I actually like carpooled with Coffee and Apples. Um, we drove up to Philly, and Coffee was doing admin work for Frag, and Apples and I were casting. Um, and we went out one night, and we went to like because the tap center is like in Chinatown. We went and we got Korean fried chicken, and there were like a bunch of us, and one of the people there was Gonzo, who's the COO of Wanted Goons, because Wanted Goons' center roster at the time it was like Soul Goat, Atomic, Rift. I forget the other two off the top of my head, but they sent a roster, and Gonzo went with them as like the org rep. So he came to dinner with us, um, and we hit it off. Like we hit it off. We had a lot of fun, ate some good food, and drank a lot of soju. Um, I'll never forget. Like it was like the night after. I come walking back to the venue, and I'm holding like 4 bottles of soju. I'm like walking back to the. I'm just walking down the street with like 4 bottles of soju. Um, they were all closed for legal. Like they weren't open. No open container laws were broken in Philadelphia. But yeah, we hit it off. And that was like post um that was like post Davenport, and I was having fun just playing the game. And a couple of my friends that I used to play with, like in this first season past like Davenport, were like, "Hey, we kind of wanna. Um, I'm kind of interested in coming back to CS." Um, so it kind of just worked out that all of our schedules, um, like for playing, all lined up again, and we could like get back together and have more fun playing ESEA. And I had access to like an IM roster, that I was playing. Like we were playing like a beer league roster basically. It was like, why not IC, Mark, like Get the Bag Mark, me, and some other people. Like we were just like playing for fun. And then they all went to do different stuff. Like Marky got more serious about casting, and Tony got more serious about casting, and IC was playing collegiate. So I was like, "Hey, can I just have the roster?" And they gave me the roster to play with some friends. And then I was like, "Hey, Gonzo, like, can we sit down and talk and be like, hey, like I've a roster, like we've shown that we can compete, because um the last time that like we had played together, like my core, like we went 10-0 in open, then 11-3, and then like made IM out of open again. um and like it was just a vibes team. Like we're like a stream team for fun. Like we'd stream all of our matches and stuff. And I was like, hey, like we don't really need that much org support. Like I liked hanging out with you, Gonzo. Like, is there any chance like you'd want to pick up my roster? Um, and he was like, yeah, let me talk to Reed about it, and or McGallen, and they came back to us and were like, I actually put together like a shit post like slideshow. Hold on, let me see if I can like find it.
Well, and here
Uh,
I need to pause you right there on this story. I don't know if you heard my dog going ballistic, but those groceries got here way sooner than I thought they would. Give me 2 minutes to put these away. Hold that thought right there.
okay,
We're not cutting the recording, so you're still alive right now. Talk to the people if you want about whatever you want.
okay. Um, I won't continue with the story, but let me. I'm gonna try and find this. What would it have been under? Uh, I don't know what Google Drive it would have been in. Shoot. Hmm. Let me see. This is all got work stuff in here. Actually, it'd definitely be in my DMs with funds. When would this have been? Ah, I found it. I Oh my gosh. I'll see if this is okay. Um yeah, I'll see if Big D can show this. If me screen sharing it will show it. But uh failure time. So the Orioles suck, and that sucks for me as an Orioles fan. But Washington, the Commanders are hopefully not going to be bad now that we have JD5 back, and looking forward to Liquid playing at the Asian Championship. Copium, Elige is back in a Liquid jersey, so nature's healing. Even though I said the same thing about Twist, and that was cat. Oh my gosh, there's a cat on the iPad. What else? Wanted Goons, Golf Drop. I don't know if I should be plugging that, but we just signed a R6 roster for Element 6. I don't know when this is going to go out, but they might have played their games already. Like a Oh, great time for my camera to turn off. Nikon webcam utility. There we go, and we're back. This is professional as all hell. What can I talk about? 6-7. That's gonna age horribly when this comes out in like 2 weeks. But football's today. Got football in about 35 minutes. Oh, I gotta rip some parlays. Hold up, chat. We're gonna talk about some parlays. FanDuel. Gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Oh my god.
Who's playing? Oh.
Hello?
Here. Hello.
Goes on. Okay.
Got back just in time. I was about to rip some parlays.
Sorry for interrupting you.
No, you're good. I was just waffling about nothing.
Okay, everybody. We're back. Okay, I apologize. You were talking about having your IM team and they put together a shitpost slideshow. You'll be happy to know my fridge is full of groceries again for the first time in a while.
Hell yeah. Can I like if I share screen, will that show up on the video?
I don't know. It might Well, here.
Or I could just send I could send screenshots if you want to like just like pop them in the video.
We'll take a look. we're 20 minutes into the video, so I'll remember, or I'll link them in the bio. But
Yeah,
send me screenshots and I'll put it over here because
yeah,
I want to see the slideshow as well.
yeah. So I put together like a big shitpost slideshow of like um why we should get picked up with like all of like the most middle school like slide transitions you can think of. Like I put it on every slide. It was um I here, I'm not gonna put that one in. But yeah, so I was just like we sat down and was like, hey, I got a roster. Like we've done some stuff before. We're not asking for too much, and um I'd love to rep Wanted Goons. And after a little bit of deliberation, we got picked up. We became the Wanted Goons Outlaws. Name still, I'm happy I came up with that one. Um, and we've been with them ever since. I met McGallen or Reed for the first time at IEM Dallas 2024. 'Cause he lives in Texas, so he came to Dallas and we got some beers at the sports bar there at the hotel, and we just hit it off. He's a great guy. Love working for him. Love repping One of Goons. Bought some beers and he goes, "Hey, you wanna like?" He just like asked for my phone. And I'm like, "Oh, great!" And then he logged me into the One of Goons Twitter. And at that point, I'm like, oh yeah, we're so back. So I would shit post on the One of Goons Twitter for a while, um, and then eventually, I want to say must have been this year. Yeah, it was this year at the major. We got dinner with all of the pretty much all of the One of Goons. Like so, 4 of the 5 of my teammates were at the major, and then GK, who up until recently, when our academy roster disbanded, was the coach of the academy roster. We all went out for dinner, and he gave us some like I got some merch, like I got a T-shirt, a hoodie. We got the golf drop ball markers. Love these.
Mm.
Um, he hooked us up with some merch, and then I was like, hey, how can I like get more involved? Um, and he was like, "Hey, if you want to like join the management team," I'm like, "Yeah, like however I can help and give back." Because really, like they've done a lot for us. Between like graphics and social presence and like server fees and stuff like that. I really was looking to give back however I could, and we didn't really come up with a title for me. Because being honest, like the titles don't mean that much. Like we're like for all intents and purposes a basement org. Um, like we just want to support our players. However, I was doing a little bit of like social stuff. I was doing some like team management stuff. I was doing scouting and vetting. Um, Originally, I was like brought in as the community manager. I think is what my title was because I made like a Discord for like the Austin major and like I am Dallas. Like I try to like coordinate stuff like that, and then I started doing a little bit extra stuff, and then I'm like, let's just call me the general manager and just touch all the bases. Like I'll do whatever you need done and that way I can generally manage stuff. Um, but yeah, that's how I got in with One of Goons, and I've been here for going on just past a year. This last April, about a year and a half now. Now that we're in October, so 18 months.
That's beautiful, dude. Yeah, I'm in love with you got the lags, the wanted goons, the take flights, the zomblers, the all these different. I'm sure I'm missing somebody that if they watch this is going to be like, "Oh, well, what about us?" And I'm sorry. There's a lot of you out there, but you know who if I missed your name and you feel like I missed your name, I'm sorry, but I'm talking about you too. Whether or not I got your brand out there. Anyway, I digress. All of those grassroots orgs are really important to this movement of Counter-Strike, and it's the ones that focus on what they can do for the players, right? Instead of what the players can do for them. And these smaller orgs that have been focusing on like, well, listen, you wear our brand and I'll take care of your league fees. I'll get you guys a refrag subscription for your team, stuff like that. Like little things or like big things, even like I'm gonna help you guys get out to LAN and like play on LAN and stuff like that. Like these smaller orgs that have been really helping the scene grow, or like helping the players in the scene, have no idea how much help. I'm sure I talked to enough of them to know that like I know they feel like they're not doing anything, or like they feel like they're just pouring money into nothing, into like oblivion, and getting nothing back from it, but like they are genuinely building something really positive within our region, and I think it's been really cool to see that over the last couple of years. And very much shout out to Wanted Goons, because I know they're a huge part of that as well. Um, so yeah, dude, I always love hearing those origin stories. Well, let's talk a little more generalized NACS. We got the Frack lore here with 5 minutes of whatever the hell he was talking about. Hopefully it was appropriate. Uh,
Yeah.
but um, yeah, let's talk a little more generalized. What do you think about this VRS system this year?
I think VRS has a lot of potential to do a lot of good. I am definitely not a fan of getting rid of RMRs and minors. Um, I think, I mean, like you were there, I was there. I like the feeling of qualifying for a major at a tournament I don't think can be matched.
Right.
Like the insane amount of emotions we saw out of Fnatic when they won, and then the insane amount of emotions we saw from Nine after they lost. Like I felt so happy to see Blame F qualify for the major, and I felt so bad that Nine didn't. Like I saw them like in tears, and I was just like, that's heartbreaking. Like that's like life-changing amounts of money, right? And I think that's like the beauty of esports. So I think VRS has a lot of problems. There's a lot of loopholes currently. I mean, we've seen from like wildcard using Stewie 2K to get like an American core to get a wildcard invite. No pun intended. And then
Eh.
we've seen like teams abusing like regional subs and stuff like that. And there are a lot of issues with VRS, and I think, well, again, just touching base on the whole FraqKTR thing that we just had happen, seeing like Liquid and Nip and like what was it, like 6 or 7 teams, 6, 7, um, drop from the event with like no real penalty. I think is something that should be addressed, because those are both teams that, like, not saying they were locks, but were locks for playoffs. Like they were going, there was going to be VRS implications there.
They stopped
And I
because
think,
they were abusing the system instead of,
yeah,
yeah.
and I think fair play, like make the system work for you, but I don't think that that should be something that can continue to happen. I think if VRS wants to be, like, if Valve wants VRS to be a serious thing, like which I mean, obviously they do, um, they have to close these loopholes. Like there's like Messioso on Twitter, like is the VRS guy, and he understands the game and he tweets about it all the time. And I think that like Valve just need to hire him. Like honestly, just he can make VRS work better. Um, but yeah, I think I would like to see some more VRS tournaments here in NA. I think proportionally we have a lot less opportunities for earning VRS here in NA. I mean, I'm excited for the Flomland that's coming up with ECL Cups and stuff now, and ESEA Elite. You can earn VRS, but I think the death of ESEA Advanced sucks for the region. But I understand why it happened. Like you can't be VRS compliant with the old ESEA League system and qualifying for ECL through Advanced. So I understand that, but it just, again, it just sucks. And like having our like the BYOC Atlanta, like
Dog shit.
DreamHack Atlanta, like, yeah,
Dog
EPL
shit.
qualifier that fucking Big is coming to.
Dog
I'm
shit.
like, okay, why is it not just a region lock qualifier?
Right. Why
Like it
is
should
a
be.
fucking German team coming to play for this North American slot?
Yeah,
Sorry
I
for
think it's,
interrupting you. I have strong
no,
feelings
no, you're
about this
good.
stupid
Yeah,
qualifier.
I think it's bullshit. Like honestly, like I think it's just stupid. I think NA is disproportionately punished. I think there are other regions as well that are disproportionately punished. Like EU has the most accessible like local like smaller lands. Um, and here in NA we have like Frag, Nostalgia. Shout out to them. They popped up recently in my like experience. They popped up.
Yep, there's
Um,
and Clutcher Kick.
Clutcher Kick. I know. I think Crossfire is working on VRS. Like they're an online league. They're working to get VRS status for next season. Um, Shout out Jackro and the Land Cord. I help out with that occasionally.
We love Jackro.
For like, yeah, I think that was a great idea from him. Being able to like get more info out to people because a lot of these like players, I don't think NACS is dying.
No.
Really, like we're probably like an all time high of player count, but I think a lot of like the 95% of players don't know anything about like how they can go to a LAN or like competitive CS in general. Uh, so being able to like have an access point where like there's like over 1,000, like I can check right now. There's total members. Let's see, uh, how many do we have? 1,040 people on the LAN court. Like I think that's fucking awesome. Like just being able to like have like a place where we could just see what events are gonna go on. Um, like right here we have like VRS LAN events. We have the ESL Pro League BYOC qualifier. We have Frag Ultra Mega Jersey, Frag Miami, and then there's like Frag Jersey 12, which is no VRS, but then there's VRS qualifiers and online events like the Revival Cup and ESEA Elite, and like there's just being able to like see in one spot like all that our region can offer is just amazing. But back to the whole VRS thing is I think VRS has the potential to work. It just needs to be improved. We need to see like active updates to better the system.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it too. And I brag a little bit about this, but like when I started doing this at the beginning of the year, I kind of like asked like, "Oh, what do we think about this VRS system being implemented? Like how's this going to work?" And my prediction for it was I believe that for the first year or two, it is going to be a rocky, shitty thing that has a lot of problems with it. And it's going to very much be, we're going to watch the top of esports and our scene scramble to hold on to their spot up there. But the idea of VRS, from my understanding, and from what it looks like it is very much meant to, well, it feels like we're not getting RMRs in those tournament qualifiers, which I do think like is really important to like telling the story of these majors and whatnot. Um, VRS feels like it's something that is meant to like actually promote a healthier open circuit so that smaller teams have a chance at playing more. But the problem that we face right now is the big name teams that have the people who can understand this very complex system and pay somebody to understand this complex system are using those people to abuse this complex system to stay where they are. And we don't have enough spots that are actually offering initial VRS points so that smaller teams can have a chance at like we have a very, very, very cutthroat system for the people trying to get their first VRS points. And meanwhile, anybody with VRS points can just abuse the system to hang on to them. And so
Yeah,
that's where it's definitely an issue right now. But I think that we continue to have these discussions. Valve is obviously paying attention. They were watching Frag Blocktober last weekend. Like they are paying attention to their system more than we realize. So I have faith in them. Whether or not they're watching Laying It Down with Big D starring Ian Burr, I don't know, but you got to hope because there's a lot of good information in here about how people feel about this system. Well, what do you think NA needs to get back on top?
uh,
Back on top implies we were there once. We won one major. Let's calm down.
Hey, we won a major and we won a Grand Slam. Never forget.
Okay, yeah, we did. We did
Most
do
dominant
that.
3 months. Honestly, we were flying through events and winning them all. But
And then what happened,
I
Ian?
think I think NA just needs to. I was actually talking with Kashmir from Marsborn, owner of Marsborn, about this at the major. Because I was talking with a bunch of org owners actually just about like ways we can collab to help help the region, and I think the biggest mentality shift is we need to move away from the us versus them angle within our region to realize that the only way we're gonna get like push ourselves up is by elevating the people around you, right? So it's not a Wanted Goons versus Marsborn versus Lag versus Amped versus Take Flight thing. Like, yeah, when we're playing each other in ECL, I want you to lose, right? I want my guys to win. But outside of that, it's like, how can we help each other, like, continue supporting the region? Um, so it could be everything from like collabing on merch, right, to like hosting an event, like we collaborate and like pool our money and we host an event, right? And then just like continuing to grow talent. Like we've seen, like the best example I can think of is Lake. Shout out Mason, love Mason. um Lake was really good in ECL for like a while. Like he was really good in advanced, and then he was really good in ECL. And then M80 came and they gave him a shot, and they put him in roles that weren't horrible. Like he didn't get dog shit roles. Like they didn't do to Lake what Liquid did to Grim during COVID. Like he got good roles, and then like since then he's been good. Like they've developed, like he's developed as a player. I think we need to give opportunities to younger, like JBA in Wildcard. Um, give these opportunities to younger players. Let them shine. Help them grow into better players, and not just better players, better people. Like there's a like one of my favorite
Develop
shows
them
of all
into
time is Ted.
professionals.
Yeah, one of my favorite shows of all time is Ted Lasso, and Ted has a quote where he goes, um, "I don't care about the wins and losses. I just want to help these young men become the best versions of themselves that they can be." And that's like one of the things that like I try and do with Wanted Goons is like I want to support our players however I can, but I also want to make sure that they know that this isn't the end all be all of your life. Like I want you to be the best competitor you can be, but I also want to help you be the best person you can be, and I'll support you in any way possible. So we just need to, I think, just the mentality shift of like trying to elevate those around you, and I mean, really that just like elevate those around you and support when you can. Um, so I love what Frag does with hosting these events, and like just from a very basic business knowledge, I know that these are probably negative events for them. Like they're not going to be making money off this. So when people dog on Fragadelphia for taking a kick sponsorship, I'm like, guys, you understand that this is a necessary thing
Right.
for these events to keep happening.
Where do you think money comes from? Because they're not
Like,
profitable. They're volunteer run. Where do you think
yeah,
there are so many people within the scene that just think these tournaments magically get put on for free because it's not volunteer run and then everything else is free. It's volunteer run because it's so expensive to put these on and it's a passion project. Anyway, sorry for interrupting you.
yeah, no, you're good. I mean, like,
Feel
you've
very
you've
strongly
worked
about
frag
this.
events. I've played at frag events. I've casted a frag event. Like, I know that these are not cheap things to do. It costs money to rent the venue. It costs money to bring all of your production equipment. It costs money to um, I mean, they provide food for volunteers and stuff. Like, it costs. There's so many little things that add up. That when like somebody's like dogging on frag, that like I see someone on Twitter like dogging on frag, and I know that they've been to 10 plus frag events. I'm like, you know, like you're just kicking yourself in your dick, right? Like you're shooting yourself in your foot. Like why are you dogging on one of the few events we have that gives you an opportunity to like showcase what you can do and to get eyes on yourself as like to be a bigger player? Like Hambuga got picked up, I think, to his first advanced roster. I might be wrong. But Hamburger got like played so well out of FraqKTR that it got picked up for a better team. Like these events provide you opportunities to like showcase what you can do and the type of player you can be. That we should just be supporting that. I like don't blindly support them, but support them as long as you can, as long as like not just Frag, but like all events. Support them as long as they are working to better the scene. Right?
Exactly. If they were doing shifty stuff that was like taking like putting these on, paying themselves, taking weird sponsorships that like line their pockets instead of anybody else's. Yeah, be mad at them, but that's not the fucking case. They're literally doing this at a loss so that North America has a place to actually play Counter-Strike because we have so few spots to actually do that that we have fooled ourselves into believing that online is how Counter-Strike should be played. And online Counter-Strike is what matters most. We care more about our elo and our personal performance stat lines because we want to be marketable to a higher base team because we only know online Counter-Strike. Whereas, like you said, go to a LAN, play on a LAN, and it doesn't matter what. You could be never touched Face It in your life. If you go and perform on a LAN, people are going to be looking at you because that is where Counter-Strike is actually meant to be played.
Yeah.
I feel very strongly about this too, in case you can't tell.
Yeah. Just to quote Ted Lasso one more time, there's a character called Roy Kent, and the captain of the roster at the time, Isaac, is like going down like a bad path of like worrying too much about like the results and getting like pissed off and angry all the time. And Roy takes him to a pickup game and tells him that remember you're playing a game for fucking kid that you've been playing since you were a fucking kid. So have some fucking fun. Like if you're only in this for the wins and losses, I think you're doing it wrong. Like everybody wants to be successful, but remember at the end of the day, it's a fucking video game. Have some fun. Eventually you're gonna be like one day you're gonna wake up and you're not able to compete anymore. So have fun as long as you can compete. And leave the scene and the region that you're in better than you found.
Ooh, I like that. Leave it better than you found it. That's certainly something we need to be doing right now. Well, I think that's a great tie into the beginning of the episode as well, where we talk about it's a game. You gotta be having fun with it. Like that's we are playing a game at the end of the day, and yeah, success is a great thing, but it's not going to be there for everybody. So right now we need the people that are in the scene because they love the game, not because they're after the success of it. Because yeah, you're going to end up leaving it worse than you found it. So, all right, Ian, I I got a couple more questions here for you before we wrap up, but this has been another banger episode of Laying It Down. I apologize for the mid-episode interruption. Those groceries showed up way faster. I thought they'd be showing up around now. Like that's what I was thinking, but
No worries.
they showed up. Well, and it's very awkward because I look out and there's just two people staring into my window while I'm talking to you on the iPad here. Kind of weird. Anyway, are you ready for these last couple of questions?
Yeah, shoot.
All right. My first question is, where does your in-game name Frack come from?
Okay, so
Is
that's
this a Minecraft thing?
that actually it is. It ties back
Does it
into
have
Minecraft.
to do with
So
fracking?
it actually so at the time about 2015, I want to say, or I can actually check. So at the time around let's see 2016, my there was a trend on the Minecraft server I was playing, where you'd replace like a G or an A with a Q. So me being 15 years old at the time, I'm like, what's a like? Let me go on like a random word generator, and the first word it generated was fragmented, like FRAGMENTED. So I'm like, what if I just take the G and make it a Q? So I was fragmented, and I was like, that's kind of like fractured, fragmented, like cool. So that was my name. And then when I made a Steam account, in 2016. That's what I used. And then eventually it got shortened to Frack. And actually, just so I don't skip it, I actually already have it pulled up. It got shortened from fragmented to Frack. And then COVID, like late 2019, early 2020. I was playing a lot of Fortnite, watching a lot of Fortnite, and Cloaksy was big that time at that time. So I was like, let me add a ZY, so Fraxy, and then I realized I was kind of cringe, so I changed it back to Frack, um, and then from Frack, it became FraqKTR in 2023, after the or sorry, not 2023, 2022, after the passing of my I mentioned him before, but Kyle, my first like mentor in the game. Um, like I've been playing with him since 2020, and he had the entire time I knew him, he was battling cancer. Um, so he ended up like, he- sorry, one second. He got a little bit better, and his cancer was in remission. So I was lucky enough to be able to go play a LAN with him at a frag event in New Jersey. Frag New Brunswick, or whatever that city in New Jersey is called. I think it's New Brunswick. There was a local host there. So me and Marky, or Get the Bag Mark, Kyle, and then two of our other friends, we went and we played, and we got like O2'd. Um, I remember our well, I think our decider game was actually against Nova, J-Dubs, Sluggy, Tactile, and I forget their fifth. Um, but Nova, Sluggy, J-Dubs, Tactile. I forget the fifth. But yeah, we played that LAN, and then like we kind of went our separate ways again, and then uh I went to go to Davenport, and that like I that's what I was playing at the time. That spring season, and Kyle was playing in IM with a couple of our other friends, and they qualified for main. I'll never forget that. I was so happy for him because that's like what he was chasing for the entire time he was playing. He just wanted to qualify for main. They made main, and then he had to stop playing because his health was declining. His cancer was back, and it was metastasizing and spreading. And he ended up losing his fight in June of that year. Sorry, the dates are all like messy in my head, but then I did the thing where, I mean, I'd known him for close to 3 years at that point, and he was like really like the one who taught me much of what I know about like CS, and I took his initials. Oh, my camera froze. There we go. I think it's coming back on.
You did say it would
There we
stop
go.
after 45 minutes.
Yeah. But I took his initials and added them, so that's where the KTR comes from. I have you can't let's see if the blur you can kind of see it. There we go, FraqKTR. I have it on all my jerseys. And since then I've really just tried to make him proud with everything I do in my life. Had varying amounts of success with that, but not to get all sad, but yeah, that's how I've ended up with FraqKTR now. So
Well, I appreciate you sharing that, and yeah, dude, I'm sorry for your loss, and I'm sure Kyle's very happy watching you. Remember, he's not. Nobody's expecting perfection from you, and all the mistakes are part of the learning process too. So, even when you think like, oh, somebody wouldn't be proud of me right now, they certainly are. So, keep that in mind as you walk your journey. Your honoring of him is a beautiful thing. I think that's really nice. Thank you for sharing that.
yeah, I'm always happy to talk about him. He was a great guy, really funny, and I mean, fighting one of the worst things that you can deal with through life, and he was always like upbeat and always had a joke to crack. Or um, I mean, he was dedicated to CS all the way through the end. So
Well,
yeah,
I yeah, thank you for sharing that, man. It's sad when we hear about the people in our community losing their life when they're so young, because yeah, we're way too young to be having that discussion. And yeah, my heart goes out to you and Kyle's family that has to live with that hole in their hearts. Um, I got one last question here for you, Ian, if you're
Shoot.
ready for it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could talk to a younger version of yourself and give them some advice, what would it be? Could be Counter-Strike or esports or life related, whatever you want to talk about.
That's a good one. I'd go back and I'd tell my younger self to uh, savor every moment of your life. Uh, Remember that no matter what you're doing, whether it's traditional sports, like I ran track and played soccer, whether it's traditional sports or school or like gaming, just be thankful for the little moments that you have. Um, be thankful for the people around you, and like just remember that no matter what happens, this too shall pass. Um, all the bad stuff will look insignificant with time, and all of the good stuff will seem sweeter with time. Um, so be thankful for every moment that we share with the people around us and all of the memories, and make as many memories as you can.
I think that's beautiful. I think something important to remember too, that phrase, this too shall pass. Remember, like, don't remember that just during the bad times. Remember that during the good times, so you can savor them, like you said, that makes them that much sweeter when you remember that, like, oh, hey, all this good stuff happening around me, this won't last forever either. I should really enjoy it while it's happening right now. And then
Yeah,
when you remember that, you move through those good and bad times a lot smoother, and it's all just a magical part of the tapestry of life. I think
I
that's
100% agree. I couldn't have said it better myself.
you did though. You said it better. You did say it better. I just had to echo it because I was excited about it. All right, Ian. Well, I appreciate you so much for joining us. Thank you for sharing your story here, and shout out to Kyle for wherever you may be. We're thinking about you, and your spirit is missed. I've got and then you got one last piece of the puzzle here, Ian. Just like the end of Hot Ones, this camera, this camera, this camera. If you want to let the people know what you got going on, where to find you, what's next, any shout outs or plugs, this is your time to shine.
All right. Well, big shout out to all of my friends in the esports scene. Too many to name, but appreciate all of you. Thank you for supporting me with everything I do, sticking with me through the good and the bad. Um, Thank you to my parents for being supportive of everything I've done in my life. Thank you to the amazing people I work with over at Wanted Goons. Haven't ever felt like this at home in an org ever. So big shout outs to McGowan, to Gonzo, to Lauren, Kenny, um, Brady, McCarthy, all of the Wanted Goons management team with me. You guys are killing it. Shout out to my teammates, Chris, Hotel, F12, Matt, all of my previous teammates, too many to name. Thank you for helping me grow as a player and a person. Uh, Follow me on Twitter. Main one I use, Twitter, I guess Twitch, and YouTube should be FraqKTR on all three, FraqKTR. And last thing I'll plug is go buy some Wanted Goons merch. This is the golf drop. We got this is the quarter zip. We got t-shirts. We got polos. We got ball markers. Um, it's comfortable. It's well made. It's all print to order. And support your local esports, your favorite esports team, no matter if it's like a small org like Wanted Goons or a big org like Team Liquid. That's the esport bubble I think has popped, and we're seeing a lot of cutbacks and layoffs. Support people where you can, and especially regionally. Support your take flights, your Marsborns, your Wanted Goons, your Amped, your Lags, like all of these teams we've mentioned before. But um, like watch their games, retweet their tweets. Like every little bit counts. And yeah, I think that's all I got. Thank you so much for having me, Big D.
Of course, dude. I appreciate having you on. It's an honor knowing that this is becoming a platform people enjoy yapping on. So we've gone from a humble like 10 to 20 people watching a video, if that, when I put them out, to like I put that Hex one out and it got like 175 views in the first day. So it's only been a few months and we're still grinding, but I'm always honored when I get to talk to people like yourself from within the scene on my show here. So thank you for joining me, and thank you all for watching. That is it. Okay. That's another banger. Done, dusted.
Oh yeah.